Hey all you Minnesota skinnies, this is Conman 101. Let me just give my whole take on the PewDiePie thing. I personally think it's just really stupid what's going on, because it's obvious that PewDiePie isn't an anti-Semist. That part I think is obvious, even though some people don't see it that way. I think that is blatantly obvious, because who would make jokes about that on camera? He knows he has so much influence that he could honestly, like, legitimately say anti-Semitic things on there and no one would care at all. He can pretty much do whatever he wants on his channel, and he knows that. YouTube knows that. Everyone who watches YouTube knows that. He can say whatever he wants. You can say whatever anti-Semitic things, racist things that you want on there. YouTube has no influence over that. You can say whatever you want, and PewDiePie knows that. So why would he make jokes like that if he was actually anti-Semitic? He would just go out and say it. So the next thing is the whole, should Disney have dropped him? Yes, they should have. I mean, I'm honestly surprised that they even kept PewDiePie around in the first place. I'm honestly still surprised that they kept Jacksepticeye around. Jacksepticeye is still part of that Disney, I forgot what it was called, the company that's associated with Disney. Considering what Disney's all about, like, Jacksepticeye swears all the time. Again, not saying that makes him a bad person, but he does swear all the time, and so did PewDiePie. So the fact that they still keep those kind of people around that swear, considering they're kind of a non-swearing kind of corporation all about kids, I'm surprised they kept anyone around that long. So yes, I think he should have been dropped. So then there's a whole thing about people saying Jacksepticeye, like, backstabbed PewDiePie and all that kind of stuff, and then said he regretted it later. I honestly don't think that he backstabbed him at all. I mean, he said what had to be said. I mean, if I could replay that, I would, but he said something about how what PewDiePie did was stupid. And everyone thought that with him saying that was kind of backstabbing PewDiePie, but it's not. It's the truth. PewDiePie knows that if he didn't want to get in trouble with Disney, a kid's corporation, that he shouldn't have made those jokes. Sure, they were jokes, but they did kind of cross the line in that kind of sense. So yes, it was a very stupid thing to do, and even when the whole Fiverr thing happened, he still kept making those jokes, and he'd never let up. So I do agree that was a very stupid thing of him to do. So Jacksepticeye really was not at fault there, and he did go on to say that he still supported PewDiePie, and that at a personal level he knew that he was a great person and a great friend. So I honestly don't know why Jacksepticeye apologized for that. There really was no need for him to apologize for that. He said what needed to be said, and then said, but you know what? He did a stupid thing, but let's all just forget it. And that's what I think should happen too. We should just all forget this, because we don't know YouTubers' real lives. I mean, we know PewDiePie, Markiplier, and Jacksepticeye, but we don't know Felix, Mark, and Jack. We don't know the people behind the alias. And even though they kind of project themselves through some of their videos and let their inner self shine through, we can never really be too sure. I mean, Jacksepticeye seems like the most genuine YouTuber I've ever watched. He seems like a great person in his personal life, but you never really know. He could be manipulating us. I mean, I really think that's not the case, but you can never really know for sure. And that's what I think. PewDiePie shouldn't be labeled like that because of jokes he made. What Mark said in his video really, I just wanted to applaud him for saying this. And he said, his exact words were, "I'm talking about what's been happening with Felix lately," and then he said, "not PewDiePie, Felix." And that's kind of what I wanted to get across, because everyone, no matter how big they are on the internet, no matter how many followers or, fans they have across the world, they're still themselves. No one knows what he's really like besides, like, I don't know, Martia, his parents, people like that. So none of us should label PewDiePie None of us should label Mark, and none of us should label Jack. They're their own people. And what they do on YouTube should not reflect who they are. They make videos under the alias because they want to kind of reinvent themselves on the internet. It's not a reflection of themselves. So, again, I think everyone should just drop it. PewDiePie is not an anti-Semist, and no one can be sure if he's a good or bad person. So let's just all drop it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you on the flip side.